thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to be discussing what's been going on this week and discussions I've been having with a couple of my friends. So to begin with, this week has been okay, apart from the fact that we've both been ill. Eli's been quite ill with the cold, and it's really gotten to him to the point where he's all bunged up at night, so he's not sleeping because of that, which means that I'm not sleeping because of that, and also because I've got a cold as well. So it's messed up everything. We've just spent more or less the whole week just relaxing at home and just trying to get better, but we're over the worst, so onwards and upwards, and yeah, we're okay now basically. So this is one thing that I'm going to discuss, that everybody has an opinion. Like, one thing I've realized with parenting is that everybody has an opinion. Either they know somebody who did it a better way, or they know somebody who's doing it and it isn't so good. Everybody has an opinion. I mean, I remember when I first started showing, people were asking me whether I intend to breastfeed or not. And these are people that I don't even discuss like basic things with, like my relationship with my husband with, you know, so all of a sudden they want to know if I'm breastfeeding, which I found quite strange. But anyway, so what I've been discussing with new mothers are when people say things such as, how is my baby? So for example, if I'm speaking to a friend and a friend asks me, oh, how is my baby doing? As if to say that the baby is theirs. Now, I understand that for some it's just a question, but for others it can be taken as a bit more, and I know that some mothers are actually offended when other people refer to their own child as their baby. So it's just, I think what it really comes down to is that there are many views and opinions on it. Some people are okay with it, some people aren't okay with it. Where I stand with it is, I remember when Eli was first born and people would say that, I would feel quite offended actually, because he's not your baby. Like, simple as, you are not the father, you are not the mother, you know, you don't take care of him. So I was quite offended, but you know, I held back, and I still hold back from telling people, well, he's not your child. I think as time has gone on, I'm not as offended as much, but I'm just like, ugh, okay. And it's funny because even discussing it with my husband today, I was asking him whether other people message him and say, oh, how is my baby? And he said that, you know, people do, but he doesn't see it as anything. Obviously he knows that, yeah, it's his child. And I think it's just the nerves. I don't know whether it's the nerves of a new mother or whether, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I've been reading up on this, and some women are really offended by, you know, grandparents or friends or other relations calling their baby my baby, and you know, it can create some type of anxiety, which I do understand, but I think it really does depend on the person. So if you are a person who goes around saying my baby, see how your friend or your relation feels about it. As I said, some people aren't really bothered. I mean, I haven't really gone out of my way to tell people, oh, he is my son, he's not your son. Because I just feel like, well, I don't know, not that I'm not bothered, but I think sometimes you have to just choose your battles, and it's not really worth arguing about, to be honest with you. I don't have that fear that somebody will take my child away. I don't have that fear that, you know, he will call them mum or anything like that. I know that, but I also understand that it is annoying to have somebody call your child my child. And yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, because even reading online, and some people were just horrible to others, saying, well, you should be grateful that you have a family and friends that, you know, are supporting, whether they're calling your child my son or my daughter, you should just be grateful. Which, yeah, fair enough, but at the same time, you know, as a new parent, you just want to, you want to be known as the parent, you know. So it's striking a balance, and I really do understand that there are, you know, everybody has an opinion, and that's why I say it's something that should be played by ear. You should know who you're talking to, and just see how they feel about it, really. It's just like, for example, I went out and with Eli, and somebody had their phone on the table, and he reached for it and was about to put it in his mouth, and I was like, oh no, take it out of your mouth. And the person was like, oh no, it's fine. Now, okay, yeah, it's fine for you, you can do that with your child, but I don't want my child putting your phone where I don't know where it's been. For example, I see people take their phones to the toilets. Now, I'm not gonna, put two and two together and get 4 or 5 here, but I just don't want to have that discussion, be explaining why I don't want you to give my child your phone for him to put in his mouth. If he really needs a toy or something to tease on, I will give him that, But people just don't see it as that. People just see it as, oh, it's just a phone, it's fine. And as I say, if you're a parent and you're cool with that, that works for you, good, stick with it. But it doesn't work for me, so I don't really appreciate when people are telling me, oh, it's fine, it's okay. Oh no, he can crawl on this floor. I've only cleaned it like once in the last 5 years, it's fine. Not for me, it's not. So yeah, it's each to their own, really. So yeah, another thing that leads on to is people hogging a child. So when I first had my first son, I was fine with people taking Aaron and holding him and whatever. I think more so with Eli now, I'm very anxious when people take my son, to the point where if I feel like I want to hold him again, I will take him off that person. And I remember once I was trying to take my own child back and somebody was like, no, I haven't held him enough. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Like, I don't really care whether you've held him enough for 5 minutes or 5 seconds. I want my child back. My child is not a toy. So if I'm asking for my child back, which I shouldn't have to be, you give me my child back, especially when they're in the newborn stages. So I think that, I know, again, some people say, oh, that's so cruel, you've had the child, you're going to spend so many years with the child, but that is not the point. Like, the fact of the matter is, if I want my child next to me, then it's my decision. And if somebody isn't happy with that, then they don't have to hold my child, or if they want to be offended, they can be offended. Because to be honest with you, I've sat in so many situations where I felt so anxious and I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't ask, or maybe I should follow that person. And I'm at a point now where I don't really care if I'm offending you. If you're trying to take my child out of a room, I will follow you out of the room, And it's not, as I say, it's not a case of trust. It's just my own anxieties, and I need to do what I feel I need to do to calm them down. So, for example, we went out today, and my sister, who I trust, had took Eli out of my sight, and I started scanning the room, and my husband was like, it's okay, I can see them. But it's not that I don't trust her. I didn't for a second think she was going to run out with him or anything like that, but it's my own anxieties. And I didn't say to her, oh, don't take him out of my sight, because I'm trying to wean myself off having to tell people that. And I'm gradually getting there. Like, in the end, I was standing up anyway, and I just, went to find them, but I didn't panic as I would have. But if she had felt offended by that, which she didn't, I don't even think she even realised it had happened. If she had felt offended by that, that's for her own issue, because I know my issues and I know why I'm feeling this way. So if you know somebody who's lost a child and they want to hog their child, let them hog their child. Like, I mean, at night time, I kid you not, I'm a bit of a stalker. So at night time, Eli's sleeping, and sometimes I'm willing him to wake up just so I can hold him. I know I'm sad. Just so I can hold him. And yes, I want to hold my child. I want to, hold him, feed him, do whatever. I don't care what time it is. And that's just me. So, there are mothers out there who feel that way towards their child. And there are mothers out there who are just like, okay, you can take my child for the whole day and I'm fine with that. That's entirely up to them. So when it comes to things like this and parenting styles, it's so different. Everybody has their opinion. I know some people probably think, oh, I'm being selfish, I'm being self-centered. You could say that if that's how you feel, but I feel like I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to be worried about whether my son is okay or not. So that's entirely up to me. So it's a case of just agreeing to disagree. But if you are somebody who's lost a child and you do feel anxious and a lot of anxiety, you need to speak to the people that are causing you to feel this, especially if they are in your close circles, because you will be seeing them a lot. And if you can speak to them, or get somebody to speak to them and make them understand that it's not a case of trust, it's just something that you are working through. Rome wasn't built in a day, and their anxiety levels do not decrease. It doesn't decrease very easily. You know, it's something that you have to get used to. Honestly, I haven't left my son for a whole day, a whole 24 hours since he's been born. And if I had to, I think I would be very anxious. So even if I was leaving him with my husband, who obviously I trust, and as I said, it's my issues that I'm dealing with. And my husband will never turn around and say, well, you don't trust me. We wouldn't argue about this, because he clearly understands and knows where I'm coming from. But at the same time, he wouldn't force me and say, well, you have to take a 24-hour break from him. So yeah, it's just striking the balance, and I'm glad I've got him besides me to kind of, he helps me to see like where, if I am being irrational, or if I can look at it from a different perspective, which helps me quite a bit. So it's always good to have somebody to sound these ideas on as well. Of as well, should have said. Yeah, I'm correcting myself because I probably won't edit this. So yeah, basically what it comes down to is do whatever you feel comfortable with. The people around you are there to support you. And if that support is trying to understand or trying to just hold their thoughts and feelings, and rather than saying that you're a selfish person, try and understand the other person's perspective. I don't expect everybody to understand the way I am with my child, but at the same time, not everybody is in the same boat as me. So if they don't understand it, it's I can try and explain it, but if they really can't see it, then I just have to leave it at that, and we have to just agree to disagree. And I've learned over the years to just like choose my battles, rather than, you know, fight everyone who disagrees with me or has an opinion about the way I parent. I just close my mouth and just think, okay, thank you for your opinion, and swiftly move on. So yeah. Anyway, I've gone on for so long. Oh my gosh, sorry. So thank you for tuning in again. And I will see you in my next vlog. Bye.